Yeah, and an emotional time for those who understand the importance of the A-10. And Craig Smith, our Southeast Side reporter, joins us now. Craig, we both heard stories about soldiers who thank the A-10 for saving their lives on the battlefield. It's an emotional time for many. You're here to talk about the future, though, of Davis-Monthan.
Yes, really the future. Now, the Air Force has helped us move among several different historic aircraft on a plaza over here on Davis-Monthan. And these different aircraft really mark out different periods in the life of this base. But now DM is headed for new missions with different aircraft, and in this case, more boots on the ground. For 50 years, the A-10 has been the symbol of Davis-Monthan, lovingly called the Warthog for its ugly looks but beautiful abilities to punish bad guys and protect troops on the ground. But DM and Tucson have grown up together over close to 100 years.
I like to say that there's really no difference between Tucson and Davis-Monthan. I mean, I think that Davis-Monthan is Tucson and Tucson is Davis-Monthan.
Jay Bickley is a retired Air Force colonel. He served at DM and serves now as president of the DM-50, an organization that works to keep Davis-Monthan an active part of Tucson life. Southern Arizona leaders worried for years that when the Air Force retired the A-10s, DM's impact would shrink from the 16,000 jobs and $2.6 billion it adds to the regional economy now. But the Air Force says in its proposed new role in special operations, DM will have more people than it did as an A-10 base, about 1,300 more military and about 1,300 additional dependents. As the Air Force retires the A-10, you'll look up and see different aircraft, like Sky Warden, based on a crop duster, but able to take on some of the A-10's role of close air support and do it from rough, remote areas. And the MC-130J, based on the C-130 cargo plane, but optimized to fly low and at night to deliver special operations troops and supplies to challenging mission sites. DM will be a training ground for some of those troops to keep them sharp for missions where they may be in small groups in close-in fights or on the ground gathering intelligence to direct air power. Whoever makes their home at the base often finds a second home at Mama Luisa's on Craycroft. Susie Elefanti says it opened just short of 70 years ago. Her family has been welcoming base families since they bought the restaurant 51 years ago.
You see things change, but people come and go, and then you see people come back years later and they say, oh, I was an airman at Davis-Monthan and we used to eat here all the time and I wanted to come back and try it.
Now, Jay Bickley says that feeling of community support is important when an active duty airman gets deployed somewhere far away, but the family stays here.
Yeah, and it's such a great, synergy really between Davis-Monthan and the city of Tucson when it comes to taking care of those families as they watch their loved one go off somewhere else in the world.
You know, several people said, well, these people are your neighbors. They're coaching your child sports teams.
Right.
They're your neighbors. They're the people you would take care of when they get deployed, and maybe they would take care of you if you had something going on.
Yeah, and then the connection with the economy as well, as you talked about. The local restaurants here, some of them obviously were built right along here, Craycroft, in order to take advantage of the base.
Susie Elefanti told me the original family that opened Mama Luisa's did so because they knew the road was going to take Craycroft straight into the main gate, and back in 1956, she said that was a dirt road.
Dirt road, right. Yeah, there's a lot of dirt roads around here. This was 5 miles outside of town when it was a municipal airport anyway. All right, Craig, thank you very much. And we're going to say so long from Davis-Monthan for this evening and send it back to Kyler Diggs. Kyler, I can tell you today was beautiful and tonight is gorgeous right now. We just saw an amazing sunset.
Yes.